All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. First and foremost, I want to apologize for this atrocious lighting that I got going on right now for this shot. I want to quickly make this clip so that way I can edit the original video and get it posted right away. I just posted 2 videos that I've got scheduled coming up, and they went up lightning fast on my data, so I figure I want to make the most of it while I'm here and upload this one so I can have it out today, actually. The other 2, just quickly as a side note, the other 2 are Rails and Ales. One will be out tomorrow, Friday, February, whatever it is, 28th, I think it is. And then the other one is another Rails and Ales, and it will be the following Friday. So 2 Fridays of Rails and Ales, and then I'll have another one that I need to finish up. And by then, hopefully I'll be back home and I can do some more stuff. Obviously, like I said, I am on the road right now. Anyways, I'm waffling on, and that's why I'm not saying that this is going to be a short video, because I know the original one was already over 17 minutes. Add on this already 1 minute and 16 seconds or whatever it is. So this video is actually pulled off of my other channel. It is the building of the layout that I've got right up, where is it? Right up there. The end scale in the semi truck, and I think I go through the whole build in this video if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so I'm gonna end this clip here and now and try to make that part quick, and we will roll right into the other video now. Hi everyone, this is Future Sean. I'm just here to kind of give you an apology. When I filmed this video, I was in the truck and I had the APU going, which I don't typically do because it makes too much noise, and I talk pretty low. So with that, the sound was really, really horrible, and I did the best I could to kind of correct it, but it's still sometimes hard to hear me, so I apologize in advance. My newer subscribers probably brought here because of some train videos of some layouts that I've got at home. I've got my 4x8 layout, my original layout, little oval track with the yard I call Meadowville, and my second layout, which is also HO scale and is a switching layout. The problem is I'm not at home very often, so I don't get to play with them as much as I'd like to. And so with a lot of my time out here, I've got a lot of downtime, so I need something to stimulate my mind, and laying in the bunk watching movies all the time just isn't really cutting it anymore. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a layout for use in the truck in N scale. So with that, I figured while I'm sitting in Vegas, I'm going to start looking at getting the stuff I need, the track, figure out a track plan, and then maybe buy some wood and try to start building what I'm looking at. So why don't we hop in the bunk and I will show you what my plan is. All right, so now that I got you on my selfie stick, basically I'm gonna have to stand on my bed here. Got this nice shelf right here. It's about 1 foot deep. I think it's like 11 inches deep. And edge of cabinet to end of cabinet is 5 feet. Now I have thought about extending it to the walls, which would then make it about 7.5 foot, because I was originally wanting to do a loop, but even in N scale, this would be too tight of a radius. I wouldn't be able to build, and I'd have to build it out, in which case, if I did, I'd have to be over here. So I thought about building it all the way across, and then doing kind of a loop coming back, and then back down here, and then the same on that side and coming back. It's still an option. If I do, I might just bring it out a little bit so it can rest on this shelf here, and bring it out, you know, another few inches to be able to make that oval. But I'm thinking that a nice time saver switching layout would be good, and it would be perfect for up here, be the perfect size. So that's my plan for now. I'm gonna build a little bit of a cabinetry, build a drawer, and put some padding in it, so that way I can put all the rolling stock and locomotives inside that for when I'm driving down the road. I might for the time being, while I'm out here on the road, just basically build the top of it where the track will be, because I can always come back later and build the underneath. Right now I just want to start working on it and kind of go from there, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's kind of my plan right now, but I think that shelf up there will be the perfect candidate for a little layout. Give me something to do, and I've been wanting to build another layout. I think this will kind of curb that little appetite, as well as, like I said, give me something to do in the truck. So keep an eye out. I'll update this when I can. Tomorrow I'll go back to the train store and look at the track that I'll be getting, and try to do a full walkthrough of getting this build. There's a Home Depot just right down the road. I'll look at maybe getting some wood and some of the preliminary things that I'll need. All right, so it is a glorious day here out in Vegas. There's the sun. Vegas is over there too. Probably didn't see that, but like I said, I think I said in the other video that there's a few of us hanging around town for a few days until the weekend, and we're gonna go hang out. I'm gonna go to Home Depot and probably the train store today. They don't open up until I think 11 or something like that. So. All right, we are at Home Depot today. Gonna go and get some lumber and other stuff. So I was thinking about going with the traditional plywood, but I think one of these is actually going to make a little more sense, being that it's 6 foot 12 inches. So I think I'm going to go with that. And then we cannot forget the insulation. So I'm going to get 3 of these. I'm going to get that box out of the way, get 3 of these, and then cut it down.
Take the next right, then turn left.
Here we are at Model Trains, West Side Trains in Las Vegas. Was here the other day kind of looking around, seeing what they had, and they seem to have the best selection. So here we go. All right, everybody, so we are back in the truck, and it's going to be a mess in here for a little while. Anyways, I've got my piece of wood up here, and it will fit perfectly right on top of the shelf there. I've got to equal it out, but right now, what I've done, get that nice and tight there. I've gone and cut my 2x2 sheets of foam. And I got 3 pieces cut. This is an 11-inch piece of wood, 11 inches deep. So didn't quite cut straight into. Let's get those turned the right way. Gotta take that sticker off. But these will get glued down, and then I'll have a nice base. I have decided to go with an Inglenook siding time saver layout. It's pretty simple, but it'll work. It'll suffice in the truck. So at this point, let me go ahead and glue these things onto the wood and get that much done. While I was at the train store, I went ahead and bought a locomotive and a piece of rolling stock. So, because if anybody knows me, I get impatient. So last night I set up a couple of pieces of Unitrack and had it on and set the DCC up because I had to test it, you know. So yeah, anyways, I'm looking forward to this. I think I'm gonna have some fun building it and using it. Okay, so my truck is an absolute mess right now, and it kills me because I just can't take that chaos. But everything is around in the truck where it shouldn't be, but the end result is going to be worth it. So what I didn't capture on camera was that I finished doing what I could in the truck before having to really get down and do some woodworking, basically. And for that, I had to go home wherever my tools were. And unfortunately, I didn't have quite enough time to do what I wanted to at home, which was get it all together. I've got, what, 4 or 5 pieces that have to be joined together. But today, I'm hoping to at least get the woodworking, the structure of it done. And if I get that done in time, maybe I can start securing the track down to the bed. Or to the layout, rather. So you'll have to excuse the mess of a bed. Normally my truck isn't like this. This is my house, so I mean. But anyways, I got all this together. Hop up here. I got 2 legs under here. This side is screwed in, and then it's on there. I'm gonna put a little cushioning there just so I don't damage this any more than it already has been. But I mean, it's solid. And then I've got 4 pieces of the heavy duty Velcro. This is that like plastic, it doesn't have that fuzz hoop look, what is it, hoop and loop or whatever it is, but I've got 4 pieces of that, so it's not going to be going anywhere at this point short of having a fatality accident. So I mean, if that's the case, then I don't have to worry about playing any trains anymore. What I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Man, I am so sorry. I have slacked off so hard doing videos, but it's I haven't had much time to be able to do this. And so when I did have time, it was like, get it done. So got my backdrop up, got my lights somewhat up. Some of the tape isn't sticking still, so a couple areas I didn't really put tape up. Painted the foam and the board, which I got some things to cover that. Possibly I gotta try to figure out how I'm gonna do it. Ripped up all the track, and yeah, a lot's been kind of going on. I have built a little rock cutout for a little corner over here. Got this one too. Right now they're modular, mobile, whatever you want to call it. Not sure exactly how I'm going to do those yet. Don't have the paints for it that I want, that sort of stuff. But I got the river all taken care of in the way of painting and putting down some talus rock and some deadfall. So right now where I'm at is I want to, or I have to try to figure out how I'm going to block off the area so that way I can pour the water mixture. So I bought a piece of plexiglass and cut it down. Now I'm just I should have gone for like one size bigger. This is just the right size, but there's really no room for air on that side. This side's all right. I've had to cut into it like that so that way it'll fit nice and flush, get in there, and then I can paint that up afterwards. I'm not too worried about it. I just gotta make sure that I get this nicely sealed, because the last thing I want to do is get this crap all over the truck, especially considering that it isn't my truck. So I'm trying to get it off of the cupboard here, but man, I'll tell you, man, this is some strong Velcro. So let me get to that and try to get it off of here. Well, sorry about the horrible lighting. I don't think that the track lighting is charged up enough to, yeah. All right, so I've got my dams in there. Hopefully they're solid enough. It's gonna be interesting. I don't know if I've got enough, if I have too much, but we're gonna start. We're testing that dam now. Some more back here. Oop, 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 oop. Don't want to do too fast, too much there. There of all places. Alright. You know what? That might actually be just enough. Let's just try to make sure it gets where I want it to. I think I might want just a little more, but the one problem is, alright, so far, ooh, I do have a leak up the back. The biggest thing is I don't want to ruin the truck, because it ain't my truck. The front's holding nicely, but that back I was worried about. So hopefully that'll kind of sedate itself. Alright. I think that is good for now. All right, so I don't know where this video is at this point. It's been quite a while since I've done anything with the video or with the layout, even, really, technically, kind of. Here and there I've done a little bit, but the problem is that I started another tour. I was a lead driver on it, so I was really busy with work. Didn't really have too much time to actually do the layout, do anything to it. I think I even played with it only like 2 or 3 times. So I think I'm just going to give a quick update to what it is now and then end this video. So with that, let's go ahead and we will go back into the bunk, which I ended up getting a new bed, which is kind of nice because it sits up higher. It's got a new mattress, and it even adjusts. So that's nice because then I can reach the layout a little bit better when I climb up. But with that, it takes a little bit to climb up here now. I gotta like 2-step it. All right, so here we go. I've got the curtains open up here for now. So I started out with just this double, and sorry my voice is a little crackly right now. I'm just getting over being sick. So I ended up buying a second one. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it. And then I thought, you know what would be nice is if I put it down here. So that way I do have a siding or a passing track here, a little bit of one. So I ended up doing that. I think it worked out pretty well. It's kind of nice. It all works. It flows nicely. And then I did split these up. These originally, if you remember, they both came down here and ran parallel with one another. But I was like, yeah, it's going to be hard when it comes to putting in some industries, which theoretically is still going to be a little difficult. But aesthetically, it just kind of opens it up more for, you know, more opportunities. I can put a little industry here and a little industry there, you know, or one here, and just have kind of a road coming in here somehow. Because I do have this crossing, and I do have the sheet. I don't know exactly where I put it, but I do have a road system. Over here, I was thinking of just doing kind of like a dirt road, kind of ends in a little bit of a, you know, naturistic, you know, trees and tall grass and that sort of stuff. I do have an abandoned cottage, a little place. It's a Woodland Scenic. I just kind of tossed there for now. So what I might do is make, like I said, a little dirt road and like a blown out bridge or something that went over there. Might do something like that. Of course, I got my river done, and I think it turned out pretty well. Of course, I got some floating deadfall in there, which this section over here will have some dead trees. And I'm trying to figure out, I really want this rock cut in here. I'm just having a hard time This side looks okay to me. I got some work to do. I've got to, make it look like it's actually been cut out, and then paint it and that sort of stuff. I've just kind of capped this right now. I mean, technically this would, because we are in the Rocky Mountains, this would technically go up farther. But I've just capped it, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. My big thing that I don't know what to do is the way that this just comes straight down. I was really hoping to have more of a slope. But what I'm thinking is just building up a little bit right here to give a little bit of a slope. And then, I mean, when you look at the mountains, and I've lived in the Rocky Mountains damn near about, you really do kind of get the whole effect. I'm trying to find some, but where the ground does come up and then all of a sudden it's into, the more vertical stuff. So I think I might be able to work with that somehow. Of course, it's still not attached yet. It's free floating. So I got to get it right in the right position. I think that works really well there with the water. And I think that's about it. Oh yeah, I've got my NCE power cab hooked up now, so that's all good. I just need to plug it in. Got to run my power cable down, and then it'll power up the light up here too. So that's the layout so far. It works perfect. I've got a little Tupperware plastic tote that holds all of my rolling stock and my 2 locomotives. Got some like I said, foam envelopes. It's for moving, and I've got them in there, and then they're folded over and stacked, and so far they don't move at all. So it's nicely tight in there that there's no room to bounce around, but they're not also crammed in there to where they're stressing under the force of all the pressure. So I'm going to do some more scenery and that sort of stuff. Probably get to some of that today, but I will try to get some actual footage of doing it. But because that's really what I think everybody likes to see. That's what I like to see, because that's what gives me the inspiration to be able to do the things that I'm doing. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap that up now, because this is gonna be a long video just with this clip alone. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I'm giving you some sort of inspiration on doing a layout, maybe even in your own semi. Yeah, until next time, take it easy and keep the shiny side down. And what would they say for trains? Well, no, I guess you want to keep the shiny side up is actually the saying. Greasy side down. What would the trains be? Sand your rails so you keep moving. I don't know, but yeah. Anyways, take it easy. We'll see you later. So those were the original videos. Now I'll just end this video now with the current status. I have removed the rock formation except for the side there. I've kept that little cutout, just because I kind of liked it. I basically added a forest, which is all kind of disheveled right now because of mileage and bouncing, and I've had a couple of trees fall on the bed. But yeah, so I've added the forest over there. I've got a little cabin in there, and the river's doing pretty well. Added in the little dirt road that would have gone across. You can see over on the other side, would have gone across, and that cabin was actually over there. I don't know if I put it over here or if it just kind of traveled over. I'm not 100% sure anymore. It's been a while. Then I've got the crossing, of course, and then I've added in the road. And over here we got more trees off to the side. I built the Walthers kit for a grain elevator, which is nice and secured down because it has fallen off and right onto the bed, and actually broke a couple of places. And then I've got this here. This is just a tiny little, I can't even remember where I got it, how much it was, whatever it was, but I just kind of put that there as a little business, like a little dock or something, just for something put there on that side. So that is pretty much it at this point, and I've got to get up here and clean up all these trees and everything, and I haven't touched it since I was on the road last year, so that's at least 4 months that I haven't touched it. So I'm sure actually they're not bad. Anyways, yeah, it'll need some cleaning up, and maybe one of these days. I know I got back-to-back shows, so I don't really have the time to play around, but I've got all my cars and my rolling stock in there. I got the Bright Boy here just to these are just cars. Yeah. Oh man, I don't even remember getting that one. That one's new. Got everything in there, and then I do have, which I never wanted one of these, but now that I had this layout, I had to get that. But I'll go into all of that in another video at some point. So anyways, everybody, whatever I said, keep your rails. Oh, I am missing a tree there. Sorry, squirrel. ADD is kicking in. Yeah, anyways, sand your rails or whatever the heck it was that I said in that last video. And there is some dust in here. Look at that. Sorry, squirrel again. All right, later. Bye.